Tyron Smith is gone. Michael Gallup is gone. Leighton Vander Esch is gone. You know, with Tyron Smith, it hurts, but it was time for him to go. Brothers, we've been down this path with Tyron Smith year after year after year. He looks good when he's out there. When he's out there. And there are reports coming out saying that the Jets are paying him $20 million for a year. He's a year rental, and they're paying him $20 million. There's no fucking way the Cowboys could match that. It's not even reasonable to even try to match that. He's played with us for 13 seasons. He's getting up there in age. Obviously, his body is racking up the injuries. Hey, good luck to Tyron Smith. This one, it made a ton of sense. Actually, all of these, like the 2 cuts and Tyron Smith letting him walk in free agency, all these things were good decisions. Now, of course, as Cowboys fans, as Cowboy Nation, we're like, what the fuck is going on in free agency? You know, we're not signing anybody. We are worse off than we were. We are worse off now. This team is worse than the team that got their ass handed to them against the Green Bay Packers. This team is actively worse. We filled one hole, which was linebacker with Eric Kendricks. I'm glad he spurned the 49ers in favor of us. But we have needs at running back. We have needs on the D-line. We have needs on the O-line. There are a lot of things out there. But with Michael Gallup, he needed to go. The Chiefs will probably give him a deal. Some team out there will give him a deal, but Michael Gallup had to go. I can't believe we picked him over Amari Cooper. At the time, it made sense because we're like, Amari Cooper, hey, baby, Daddy's making a video, okay? I love you. What, you about to go to bed?
Yes, I need to give you a nice hugging kiss.
You just want to see the camera. Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
That's my baby. But Michael Gallup, he needed to go. He had to go. Everybody was like, man, what the fuck? And at the time, it made sense. You know, Amari Cooper, we were going to have to break the bank for him. We were banking on Michael Gallup. We can give him a team-friendly deal. He'll come back from the injury strong. Just never happened. We took a gamble and we lost. And then Leighton Vander Esch, I had a feeling he was going to retire anyway. The neck injury has been bothering him. Like you look at the film on Leighton Vander Esch, he made all the right decisions. He only played 4 games last season. He made all the right decisions. He just didn't have the athleticism to follow through with his decisions. Like, he could see a play happening before it happened. He just didn't have the speed or athleticism to take advantage. He was getting old. He was getting up there, too. Injury was creeping up on him, too. So all of these 3 roster moves, they all made sense. Cutting LVE, cutting Michael Gallup, and letting Tyron Smith walk, those made sense. Signing Eric Kendricks made sense. And when you take a step back, I know we are so upset that we're so inactive during free agency. We've been doing this for a long time. The last time we've signed a big name during free agency was Brandon Carr. I think Brandon Carr back in 2012, I think, when he played for the Kansas City Chiefs and we brought him in, we signed him. That was the last time we did something like that, I think. So we don't do this very often. And when you take a step back, we have a talented team. We do. Like, a lot of the players that we're going to have to pay, they're homegrown. We got to pay CeeDee Lamb. We got to pay Micah Parsons. We got to pay Tyler Smith, the young boy. We're going to have to pay him one of these days. Like, we just have so many players that we have to sign that we've drafted. So, are we going to keep Dak or not? That's another thing. So, I mean, We just have to take a step back and realize, hey, we got a lot of talent on this team. We do. We have a ton of talent. We have to sign our own people. I know we want to make that splash, and I still wish we could have made that splash, give the team hope. Now, I'm not saying we need to be the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles are just signing anybody. We don't need to be the Washington Redskins. They out here just signing anybody, but they're trying to give their fans hope. The Cowboys top brass, they're like, we're done with this hope shit. We're just going to do what we feel is best. We're not going to overspend in free agency. We're not going to put all this money into 30-year-old running backs when we could get the same production from a rookie. I actually agree with that. Derrick Henry brings something incredible to the table, but he's 30 years old. We can draft that kid from Florida State. I forgot his name, Trey Benson, I think. We could also draft Blake Corum, who just won the national title with Michigan. I like Blake Corum. I really do. I feel like he's a nice north-south runner. I really do. I think I would love for us to draft Blake Corum. I would. But with the departure of, we could get Blake Corum like in the mid-rounds. Like I'm thinking like second, third round. And I feel like we're going to get a lot of compensatory picks too. But since Tyron Smith is gone, we're going to have to beef up this O-line. This O-line we got Zach Martin, we got Tyler Smith, we lost Tyler Biadasz to the Redskins. Tyler Biadasz was okay, and I kind of feel like we should have done more to keep him, but, Cowboys didn't think he was worth it. I think he was worth it, When it comes to that defensive line, we lost Dorrance Armstrong to the Redskins. Dorrance Armstrong, I feel like his productivity can be replaced. I feel Dorrance Armstrong is pretty decent, but, he's not going to, One thing I will say, though, we can't keep depending on the draft all the time. We can't always depend on the NFL draft. Sometimes you have to go outside and find someone who with veteran presence, leadership, and proven productivity in this league. Sometimes you got to break the bank. I know you don't want to, but you have to. And a lot of people say that the Cowboys are hamstrung by Dak Prescott's contract. Some of that is true, but I feel like if the Cowboys really wanted to, they could pull Howie Roseman's. They could do that, and they could figure out a way to get players here. They could. The thing is, the Cowboys top brass, they're too afraid to be burned in free agency because they know you have to overpay in free agency because it's a bidding war. You have to. You have no choice. Now, I'm not saying do what the Tennessee Titans did and give Calvin Ridley, a person who was betting against his own squad, $50 million guaranteed. I'm not saying you do that. I'm not telling you to do that. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with that shit. But Calvin Ridley, he's walking away with the bag. Just imagine you getting suspended from the league for betting against your own team, and then you come back and you get a $50 million deal. Well, you get a $90 million deal with $50 million guaranteed? Man, this motherfucker knows how to rob teams, man. But I'm not saying do something silly like that. But, we could have went out for Derrick Henry. Now I understand that you can draft a running back and he can hit Derrick Henry numbers. Derrick Henry had a little over 1,000 yards last season. He didn't have 1,500. He didn't have 1,800 or even 1,200. He had a little over 1,000. You can get a rookie running back who can do that. You can. But at the same time, though, you want that veteran presence. You want a name here. You want to give the team something to look forward to. A name like Derrick Henry could have done that. I don't know. I think Tampa Bay traded the Lions. Tampa Bay traded Carlton Davis, their cornerback, to the Detroit Lions. How come the Cowboys couldn't do anything like that? Carlton Davis at CB? Ooh, man. Goddamn, that would have been nice. But the cuts and letting Tyron Smith walk, they all made sense today. I understand you got to trim the fat, but you got to bring some stuff in. Eric Kendricks, I can't even speak. Eric Kendricks was a good addition, but we need something else. We need more. We need to stop fucking around, and we need to re-sign Stephon Gilmore before some other team scoops him up. He needs to be a priority. Stephon Gilmore needs to be a priority. When it comes to the draft, the Cowboys, Will McClay, Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones, they must have a great plan. And Mike Zimmer, Mike McCarthy, they must have a great plan when it comes to the draft. They know who they're going to go after. They know who they're going to target. And I really hope, we can't always depend on rookies to get us through, but I really hope that they make great decisions. I really do. I hope they got their sights set on these players. They know what they're going to do. They know what they're capable of. They know how to integrate them in the Cowboys system. I hope they know what they're doing, because they do not give a shit when it comes to free agency. When it comes to signing players, at least bring in a couple, man. At least bring in a couple, you know? Like,